everyone, I wanted to actually put on a shirt today and do a little video to talk about this theme I've been noticing a lot lately over the past couple weeks this summer. It's something that is really big. It's a pattern that we really frequently see in people who chart, and it's how stress can impact the cycle. Now, if you don't know, I've already kind of done a video about this a long while ago, over a year ago, I think, in regards to how the stress of the pandemic can impact the cycle. This fear we may be feeling, the financial impact of the pandemic, job loss, things like that, loss of loved ones. Well, I want to talk about it actually this time, though, in regards to positive stressors and how they can still affect the cycle. So, today's stress is a big word. It includes, like we said, financial stress, fear, relationship stress, processing past trauma, really big things, but it can also include things like getting married, or going on a really fun vacation with your friends, or just traveling for the weekend, or moving to your dream house, or getting your dream job or whatever. Although, I don't know, dream job is kind of a big thing. But getting a job that you love, and maybe that's changing your sleep schedule or something. Blah, 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 blah. There's tons of things that can kind of fit into this definition of what we're talking about, but we're talking about how positive stressors can still impact the cycle. So I've been noticing this with my client work, especially this week, and I won't give away any obviously confidential information, but I'll just say that there were several clients who were noticing changes in their cycle on their chart. They were seeing it in real time, as we love to see with charting unfold before us. They were seeing how these something was impacting their cycle. And upon further investigation, like as I always say, you kind of have to become your own chart detective. We learn about charting. And the answer is not always crystal clear when you first look at the chart. So it kind of takes some other questioning, some more steps. And upon further, investigation and questions and exploration, we were able to determine in these several different cases that the effects on their chart weren't actually from anything like bad happening or sad or scary. These are just from normal life things that we do in the summertime, right? People get married in the summertime. They go on trips, they go on vacations. They may change jobs in the summer, especially for people who might be like teachers. They take a break in the summer. That changes their sleep routine, that changes their daily routine, and things like that. So I just wanted to talk about this because when we look at the cycle, I want to invite people to approach their chart, approach every single new cycle with an open mind. And this can be really challenging to let go of what we call rhythm method thinking. It can be really, really challenging. But I invite you to do that because it actually can open up a whole new perspective on your chart and on your cycle that I think actually can be more freeing, because you're no longer placing these big expectations on yourself and your body and your cycle that honestly you have no cognitive control over anyway. So it can kind of really release these big expectations and this pressure that we place in ourselves and that we place in our cycles. And we simply don't need to be doing it. We can absolutely support our bodies, and I'll get to that in a second, in a variety of ways to kind of stack the deck in our favor and to support the body and support the cycle so that, hopefully we'll get our desired outcome, soon. But at the same time, again, when it comes to charting, it's not the same as hormonal birth control, where people can take a pill and really control whether ovulation is being suppressed, whether they're having a bleed or not. With fertility awareness, we're allowing the beauty and complexity of the natural cycle to unfold before us, which is cool in its own right. So, for example, some things that you can absolutely do to support your cycle in terms of getting married or traveling or changing jobs or something. Let's take traveling for instance, because that's kind of an easy one. So when it comes to charting, you can encourage people to keep a packing list for charting that they look at and that they follow before they travel. So this might include things like your thermometer, your LH test strips, your Prove test strips, your phone, which has your app on it, or maybe your paper charting and your paper chart supplies. There's a lot of different things you can bring, maybe even a little cup for LH testing on the go, so that whether you're camping or you're in a hotel or you're at a friend's house or wherever you are, you might have that little cup on hand and you're able to then reuse it. So that, again, we're just kind of cultivating a space of safety and preparedness around charting our different biomarkers to just make it easier on ourselves. So a little bit of planning honestly goes such a long way. And then number two, with again any of these changes, even if again they're happy, positive things, just remember, continue to stay attentive and observant to your real-time biomarkers. At the end of the day, that's one of the best pieces of advice that we can remember when it comes to charting, because always, 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 when we look at a chart, we're looking for, okay, here's the context of what's happening, we know that, but let's see on the chart, what details we can surmise. And if the chart only has 5 temperatures on the whole entire chart, unfortunately, that's not going to give us a lot of information. And so, again, do the best you can, obviously, within reason. It doesn't mean that the chart needs to be 100% perfect. Hint, it will not be, okay? You can accept that from the outset. But again, just doing your best, getting as much accurate data on the chart as possible is really going to go a long way, regardless of the situation. Another thing to keep in mind too is in regards to like changing work or something. This is where, again, it can be a really positive thing. We might be excited to start a new job, but especially if that's going to impact big things like our commute time, our sleep schedule and our sleep routine, and maybe even the way that we're eating and nourishing our bodies, we can again help to stack the deck in our favor by perhaps doing a little bit of meal prepping at the beginning of the week so that you will have food to draw on each day, and you're not going to be accidentally skipping meals or something. You're able to nourish your body throughout the week. As far as commuting goes, sometimes for people, unfortunately, we can't really have a ton of control over that, but you can absolutely do things that can help you to de-stress as you commute. And then as far as a sleep routine goes, if you know me, you know that I love to talk about sleep and sleep optimization, and you can absolutely do tons of things to optimize sleep. Honestly, I think YouTube is a great place to start. If you type in Dr. Matthew Walker, he has a ton of resources on how to optimize your sleep routine for better, deeper quality sleep, because sleep is kind of where hormone production and manufacturing really takes place. Sleep also has a big impact on our energy levels throughout the day, obviously, as well as our digestion and things like that. So it's going to have a big impact on, of course, your cycle as well. So I just wanted to talk about this today because I think that as we get deeper into summertime and more people are traveling post-pandemic, these are common themes that we can see starting to come up, and I just hope that hearing about this can maybe, spark this topic in your own mind, and you may be able to reflect back at your past couple charts and see, is this affecting me in any way? How might this be manifesting in my own cycle? And hopefully that can help. All right, guys, I hope you have a good day. Please, if you have any questions, leave them down below, and we'll talk soon. Bye.